Hello, my name is Jeremy and I want to welcome you to our presentation. Now, nothing in all of my years of business could have prepared me for what I'm going to share with you right now. What I'm going to share is nothing short of a phenomena. The definition of a phenomena is the following. It's an unusual, significant, and remarkable occurrence. But what you're going to discover in the next few minutes is a remarkable occurrence that borders on the monumental. Now, you may ask why. Well, because it's something that has never happened before. It is the transformation and integration of not one, but three massive industries. The first one would be the mobile phone industry. The second is the advertising industry. And the third is the mobile app industry. So let's start off by talking about the massive mobile phone industry. But I want to put everything in a global context first and foremost. I want you to have a global perspective of how it compares to all the other things in our lives. Now, we are 6.9 billion people on the planet, and here is what we call ours. We have 1 billion automobiles registered and in use right now, 1.1 billion fixed landline phones, 1.2 billion personal computers including desktops, laptops, and tablets, 1.6 billion television sets, 1.7 billion credit card users, 2.1 billion internet users, 2.2 billion people with bank accounts, and most people are somewhat surprised to hear that there's still 3.9 billion radio receivers in use around the world today. My friends, mobile phones literally dwarfs them all. There are currently 6.58 billion active subscribers. That's 5.5 times more mobile phones than computers, 4 times more mobile phones than all the televisions worldwide, 4 times more mobile phones than people with credit cards. Mobile is massive. It's so massive that it passed $1 trillion a year back in 2010 and is now approaching $2 trillion a year. Okay, so now let's move on to the second industry, which is another monster, and that would be the advertising industry. Now, advertising started in the old days on the radio, then it shifted to TV for years and all the eyeballs were glued to the tube. Then it exploded onto the internet and all the eyeballs followed. But now, the majority of us spend most of our time using our mobile phones for the internet, right in the palm of our hands. Therefore, it is a fact that the $1.7 trillion advertising industry is rocketing directly towards the nearly $2 trillion mobile phone industry. Why? Simple answer. Because the average person looks at their mobile phone, get this, 150 times a day. And that's where all the eyeballs are today. Now, these two colossal industries are on a collision course, and nothing is going to stop this explosion from happening. Okay, so now let's wrap up the third part of this trifecta with the mobile app industry. This is the key, folks, the bridge and the gateway that connects these two giants, the mobile phone and the advertising industries. Mobile apps, although it's a tiny industry by comparison, but it's quite incredible in the virtue of its infancy. See, mobile apps only began in 2010 when Apple started the craze by introducing iPhone apps. But that was only the beginning of the explosion. We measure the growth of the app industry not by subscribers, but by downloads. In 2010, even Apple was shocked when 10 billion apps were downloaded in the first year, and 2 years later in 2012, 30 billion apps were downloaded. And some experts were wondering if it had actually peaked. But it had not. Last year in 2013, it reached 73 billion downloads. And this year it will reach over 119 billion downloads for the year. And in about 18 months, or 2016, are you ready for this? Almost 300 billion apps will be downloaded. That's 800 million apps per day, or more than 500,000 per second. So it's going to grow from 10 billion downloads 4 years ago to 300 billion downloads in just the next year and a half. That's 30 times growth. It's absolutely insane. Just massive. Folks, you don't have to be a CEO to understand those numbers. So where do you and I fit in this grand design? Well, let's start off by asking you a couple of simple questions. Is it fair to say that any and all businesses would like to generate more sales from their existing customers and acquire new customers in order to generate more revenue? Of course they would. More sales equals more profit, right? Well, the question becomes, how do business owners and merchants generate more sales and get new customers? Well, they just simply need to advertise more. Plain and simple. But here's the challenge. The majority of business simply cannot afford to advertise more. It's just not in their budget. Okay, We've pretty much defined the desires and the challenges for the majority of business owners in today's global economy. They want to generate more sales from their existing customers. They want to acquire new customers. And they basically cannot afford to advertise more. All right, so let's move on to the next part of the storyline. Do you believe the majority of consumers around the world are interested in saving as much money as they possibly can? Well, the answer to this is an obvious yes. But how do we know this to be true? Well, let's take a look at the exploding coupon saving programs that have popped up over the last several years and happen to be helping lots of people save lots and lots of their hard-earned money. Companies like Living Social, Groupon, 50 million users, Foursquare, 50 million users, and Retail Me Not, 46 million users. So as you can see for yourself, people love saving money. So a quick final recap. All businesses want to do more sales with their existing customers. They want new customers. They basically cannot afford to advertise more. And the bottom line is people love saving money, period. Okay. Now remember, we know that the eyeballs around the world today are looking at their mobile phones 150 times a day, right? Okay, get ready because I'm going to tie this all together for you right now. We are BizBiz.Mobi, and over the last 2 years, we've developed the first advertising, communication, and proximity mobile app of its kind anywhere in the world. Welcome to UBiz, the mobile app that provides solutions for consumers in those small, medium, and larger businesses that are owned by our family and friends, and that happen to represent 90% of the global economy. UBiz becomes the gateway for 90% of commerce worldwide and will grow virally with the tens of millions of free members that are using the UBiz app worldwide. So how is this possible? Because it does 3 great things just to start. Number 1, it helps people save money, just like those applications we talked about, Groupon, Living Social, Foursquare, and Retail Me Not. People love to save money. But what makes UBiz really unique are the next 2 features. It empowers your favorite merchants to communicate with you wherever you are in the world and avoiding the spam box. Like a lot of times a merchant will have you fill out an email address and so they can send you email on their specials. Well, guess what? 60% of the time it never makes your inbox because of the spam laws today. And especially since Gmail implemented the whole promotions thing, now nobody even looks at that stuff. So this guarantees 100% delivery that you're going to get the advertisement and they're going to get it to you. It's a win-win for both of you. Now, number 3, using the highly sophisticated geo-targeting proximity technology, it creates brand new customers for the merchants by connecting with them with all the free members traveling in their area. Let me give you an example. Here's what happens when anyone that has the UBiz app on their smartphone and they travel within that 6.2 mile radius of the merchant, they will get pinged with discounts, special offers or promos, photos, or whatever the merchant is advertising at the moment. Now let's take a look at this example. This allows the merchant to target a whole new group of customers in their area. No one else offers that functionality. Let's take a look at Boston Pizza, running a 2-for-1 special. They push it out on their their UBiz application advertising form. It goes to the people in the 6.2 mile radius, as you can see here in the picture. They get pinged on their phone. It goes right there. They get the advertisement, and now they're enjoying the 2-for-1 special from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Bob's Pizza. And this can happen 24/7, 365, all day long, as much as they want to do it. It's absolutely amazing. So also, what you're going to discover with UBiz, it's obviously a free download. We talked about the GPS and proximity technology. All members have access to the discounts, benefits, and events near them in real time. It allows them to share information, make recommendations, and invite their friends to the shared collective experience live. It's also permanent visibility. The promotions are visible to all members at all times. The proximity and geographical coverage is amazing and allows them to contact them wherever they are in the local area. And if they're on the members list, they can contact them wherever they are in the world without avoiding that spam box that we talked about. Now, they can advertise in real time, instantly publishes advertising campaigns with your specials, discounts, and promotions. And the optimization scheduling is really powerful because they can set it up on an hourly, daily, weekly, or minute basis. It's very powerful. Okay? The contact feature is amazing because you can communicate with an unlimited number of your existing customers wherever they are in the world, as we talked about. But you get their attention without the hurdles of the spam filters or promotional folders that email campaigns have been having a hard time to contend with. Okay, and I keep driving home that point because it's so important today in marketing. Targeted marketing UBiz allows you to publish advertisements for each point of sale, pushing area-specific communications targeted to individual groups. And you get immediate results as the merchant because UBiz members will receive your unique ads, resulting in attracting an entirely new local market. Folks, as you can see, this is the most powerful, absolutely the most powerful advertising app in the world. So what does this state-of-the-art application cost the merchant who would otherwise need to have a six-figure advertising budget? $30. Not per day, not per week, and not even per month. $30 per year as in 8 cents a day, which happens to make UBiz the most effective form of advertising in the history of the $1.7 trillion advertising industry, again, for only 8 pennies a day. Folks, I need you to understand, when you have a service that millions and millions of people worldwide will demand and use every day, then you have positioned yourself in the right place at the perfect time to take advantage of that trillion-dollar shift of wealth. Don't miss out on this next huge paradigm, the blending of these mega industries, mobile phones, advertising, and mobile apps. Now, I believe it's important for you to understand that we are in the absolute beginning stage of something very special here, which leads us to a critical point for you. Timing and positioning is absolutely critical. Timing and positioning has played a major part in many successful people's lives, including the lives of many millionaires and even billionaires. Hopefully you recognize this is an absolute huge play for you. Now, as we are in our pre-launch phase, which is the timeline before we officially go live and launch BizBiz.Mobi into 123 countries around the world in December of 2014. Yes, I said 123 countries. It's just absolutely incredible. And the best part is, you have the rare and unique opportunity to be one of the first members to join and secure your financial position in the BizBiz.Mobi corporate structure. I want to encourage you right now, drop everything you're doing and get back with the person who invited you to this webinar presentation and find out how simple it is to literally lock down your position right now. Discover the lucrative compensation available through our dual team structure, the mega matching bonuses, the Super BizBiz Center bonus, and our global revenue sharing bonus pools. We are talking about 7 generous ways to earn income, my friends. It's simply the best available anywhere in the market today. And last, get your BizBiz.Mobi business off to a rocking fast start by going to mobiappglobal.com. Now, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation, and we're looking forward to helping you take your business all around the world. Welcome to our amazing team of global entrepreneurs. BizBiz.Mobi, we're global, we're mobile, and we're going viral.